Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want you to listen carefully today, because what I am about to share will change the way you see people, the way you give your time, and the way you invest your energy. Many of us have been drained, frustrated, and even deceived, not because we lack love, but because we have been helping the wrong people. Not everyone deserves your help. Not everyone is ready for change. Not everyone values what you give them. And if you don't learn how to discern the right people from the wrong ones, you will waste your life pouring into people who have no intention of growing. So today I want to share with you 7 types of people you must not help. These are people who will drain you, abuse your kindness, and never change no matter what you do. Let's go deep. Not everyone who cries for help truly wants to be helped. Some people do not need a savior, they need an audience. They do not want transformation, they want attention. There are people who will drain your energy, waste your time, and misuse your kindness because they have no intention of growing, no desire for change, and no respect for the help you give them. Wisdom teaches us that help is like a seed. And just like a farmer does not plant seeds in bad soil, you must be careful where you invest your help. Jesus himself did not perform miracles in places where there was no faith, because he understood that where there is no belief, no transformation can happen. Some people cry for deliverance but refuse to change their mindset. They want financial breakthrough but refuse to be disciplined. They want relationships restored but will not humble themselves. You cannot help someone who is committed to their own destruction. Some people do not lack opportunity, they lack responsibility. They blame everyone else for their condition but never take ownership of their own choices. They want others to carry burdens that they themselves created. If you keep helping someone who refuses to be accountable, you are not assisting them, you are enabling their dysfunction. There is a difference between lifting someone up and carrying them. You can help a person get back on their feet, but you cannot walk for them. If you keep carrying people who refuse to walk, you will exhaust yourself while they remain the same. True help requires wisdom. Not everyone who asks for help deserves it, and not everyone who needs help is ready for it. There are people who resist instruction, reject correction, and despise discipline. You can pour knowledge into them, but they will not receive it. You can open doors for them, but they will not walk through. When someone does not value wisdom, stop wasting your words. The book of Proverbs warns against casting pearls before swine, because when people do not recognize value, they will trample it under their feet. Some people do not respect your time, your effort, or your sacrifice. They take and take, but they never grow. When a person does not appreciate your help, step back and let life teach them what they refuse to learn from you. You must understand that even love has boundaries. Even grace requires responsibility. God's love is unconditional, but his blessings are conditional. He does not reward laziness. He does not promote irresponsibility. He does not bless disobedience. If God himself does not pour into vessels that refuse to change, why should you? There are people who are in the same cycles year after year, not because they lack opportunity, but because they refuse correction. They do not listen, they do not apply, and they do not grow. There is a principle in the kingdom: whatever you do not manage, you lose. Whatever you do not steward well will be taken away. This applies to resources, relationships, time, and even help. If someone does not manage what you have given them, stop giving it. If they misuse your help, let them go. God never calls you to be the savior of those who refuse to be saved. There are people who must go through hardship before they learn. There are people who must fall before they wake up. There are people who must lose what they have before they recognize its value. Do not interfere with the lessons that life is trying to teach them. Help is a privilege, not a right. Access to your wisdom, your time, your resources, and your energy should not be given freely to those who do not honor it. When you recognize that someone is unwilling to change, ungrateful for your help, or resistant to wisdom, withdraw your investment. Protect your purpose, guard your time, and walk in wisdom. You cannot help a person who does not want to be helped. No matter how much wisdom you pour into them, no matter how many opportunities you open for them, no matter how much effort you put into guiding them, if they are unwilling, nothing will change. Change is a decision. Growth is a choice. Transformation is intentional. If a person refuses to take responsibility for their own life, there is nothing you can do to force them into progress. The mistake many people make is trying to carry those who refuse to walk, trying to teach those who refuse to listen, and trying to push those who refuse to move. You will exhaust yourself trying to help someone who is determined to remain the same. The greatest limitation to change is not circumstances, it is unwillingness. A person can be in a difficult situation and still rise if they are willing to grow, willing to learn, and willing to apply wisdom. But a person who refuses to be taught, who rejects correction, and who resists effort will remain stuck no matter how much help they receive. There are people who are struggling not because they lack opportunity, but because they refuse to take action. They are always talking, always complaining, always making excuses, but never making progress. You can give them resources, they will waste them. You can give them advice, they will ignore it. You can give them a chance, they will sabotage it. You cannot help someone who refuses to take responsibility for their own life. Wisdom is not just about knowing what to do, it is about applying what you know. There are people who hear truth but do not apply it. They receive knowledge but do not use it. They listen to wisdom but do not follow it. And then they wonder why nothing is changing. The problem is not that they lack guidance. The problem is that they refuse to follow guidance. You cannot force a person into their destiny. You cannot drag them into their future. You cannot push them into greatness. They must be willing to walk the path themselves. Until they decide to take responsibility, until they decide to make a change, until they decide to take action, nothing will shift in their lives. The difference between success and failure is not just opportunity, it is willingness. Some people are given great opportunities but do nothing with them. Others are given small opportunities and turn them into something great. It is not about how much help you receive. It is about how willing you are to do something with it. A willing person can take a small seed and turn it into a great harvest. An unwilling person can be given a full harvest and still end up with nothing. Help is not enough if the person receiving it is unwilling to change. You must recognize the difference between those who need help and those who refuse help. Some people want to grow, and when you invest in them, they produce fruit. Others resist growth, and no matter how much you give, nothing happens. The worst thing you can do is continue to pour into a person who refuses to move forward. You will become drained, exhausted, and discouraged, not because you lack the ability to help, but because they lack the willingness to receive it. Some people are addicted to excuses. Every time you give them a solution, they find a problem. Every time you show them a way forward, they remind you why it won't work. Every time you give them an opportunity, they explain why they can't take it. These are people who are not looking for change, they are looking for sympathy. They do not want transformation, they want attention. You must recognize when you're wasting your energy. You must recognize when your help is being thrown into empty ground. You must recognize when a person is unwilling. Because no matter how much you give, no matter how much you invest, no matter how much you try, if they are unwilling, they cannot be helped. Gratitude is the greatest measure of character. It is not just about saying thank you, but about recognizing value, honoring effort, and appreciating what has been given. A grateful person is a person who understands the weight of sacrifice, the cost of opportunity, and the blessing of help. When you find a person who is truly grateful, you have found someone who is ready for more. But when you find a person who is ungrateful, no matter how much you give, it will never be enough. Gratitude is the test that reveals the hearts of people. It separates those who are ready to receive from those who only want to take. There are people who receive help and act as if it was owed to them. They take and take, but they never acknowledge the hand that gave. They always expect more, but never appreciate what has already been done. These are dangerous people because entitlement leads to exploitation. When a person does not appreciate what they receive, they will never take care of it. If they do not value the help you give, they will always ask for more, but never change. If they do not honor your time, they will waste it. If they do not respect your wisdom, they will ignore it. You cannot build with someone who does not appreciate the foundation. You cannot invest in someone who does not recognize the value of what they have been given. Gratitude is the sign of a teachable heart. A grateful person is humble enough to acknowledge that they did not get where they are alone. They recognize that someone made a sacrifice, someone gave an opportunity, someone opened a door, and because they appreciate it, they handle it with care. They maximize what they receive. They take what is given and turn it into something greater. A grateful person does not complain about what they don't have. They honor what they do have. They do not take for granted the small things because they understand that honor qualifies them for more. The difference between success and failure is often found in gratitude. The person who values what they have will multiply it. The person who despises what they have will lose it. Gratitude produces stewardship, and stewardship determines increase. A person who is grateful for a little will be entrusted with more. A person who is careless with what they receive will be left with nothing. Even the kingdom of God operates by this principle. Whatever you honor, you attract. Whatever you dishonor, you lose. When people are ungrateful, they block their own blessings. One of the greatest mistakes you can make is continuing to pour into people who are ungrateful. If they do not appreciate your efforts, stop giving it. If they do not value your time, stop wasting it. If they do not honor your sacrifice, let them go. Do not allow the wrong people to drain you simply because you have a good heart. The right people will show their gratitude, not just with words, but with action. They will take what you give and apply it. They will value your presence. They will respect your investment. These are the people you must pour into. These are the people who will multiply what they receive. These are the people who will take wisdom and turn it into transformation. Gratitude is the key that reveals who is ready for the next level. When you find a person who is grateful, you have found good soil. But when you find a person who is ungrateful, you have found a wasteful heart. The right people will always reveal themselves through appreciation. The wrong people will always expose themselves through entitlement. Pay attention to gratitude because it will show you where to invest and where to withdraw. It will show you who is ready and who is not. It will show you the difference between those who are meant to walk with you and those who are only meant to watch you. Wisdom is the most valuable gift a person can receive, yet not everyone embraces it. A fool does not lack knowledge. A fool rejects it. It is not that they have never heard the truth. It is that they refuse to accept it. No matter how much wisdom you offer, no matter how much guidance you provide, no matter how much truth you speak, a fool will always find a reason to ignore it. They do not reject wisdom because it is wrong. They reject it because it demands change. Wisdom corrects, and fools despise correction. Wisdom disciplines, and fools resist discipline. Wisdom requires responsibility, and fools refuse to be accountable. A fool would rather stay comfortable in ignorance than be uncomfortable in transformation. They love their own way, even when it is leading them to destruction. They refuse to listen, even when they are headed for disaster. They reject wise counsel, even when it is meant to save them. And the danger of dealing with fools is that no matter how much you try to help them, they will always return to their own mistakes. A fool learns nothing from failure. They fall, and instead of correcting their ways, they blame others. They suffer, and instead of taking responsibility, they make excuses. They see the consequences of bad choices, but refuse to change their decisions. You can spend years trying to teach wisdom to a fool, and they will remain the same. They will listen to wise words, but they will not apply them. They will agree with truth, but they will not live by it. They will nod their heads in understanding, but the moment they leave, they will continue in their own ways. A fool is not lacking in advice. They are lacking in application. They hear what is right, but choose what is wrong. They see the light, but walk in darkness. And the problem with a fool is not their circumstances, it is their mindset. Until the mind of a fool changes, their life will never change. Wisdom is available to everyone, but not everyone values it. A wise person seeks understanding, but a fool resists it. A wise person listens to correction, but a fool hates being told they are wrong. A wise person humbles themselves to learn, but a fool is too proud to admit they need guidance. The greatest enemy of wisdom is pride. A fool believes they already know everything. They despise instruction, even from those who have more experience. They resist teaching, even when it comes from those who've already walked the path they are on. They refuse counsel, even when it could save them from unnecessary pain. Pride blinds them to the truth, and because of that, they repeat the same mistakes over and over again. A fool only learns through pain, while a wise person learns from instruction. A fool only learns from consequences. They ignore warnings until they face destruction. They reject correction until they suffer loss. They refuse discipline until their lives fall apart. They mock wisdom until they experience regret. And the sad truth is that even after suffering, many fools still do not change. Instead of growing, they become bitter. Instead of taking responsibility, they find someone to blame. Instead of learning, they harden their hearts even more. You cannot waste your time arguing with fools. You cannot spend your energy trying to convince someone who has already decided to reject wisdom. A fool will never see the value of what you are giving them. They will argue against the truth even when it is clear. They will fight against good advice even when it benefits them. They will resist the very thing that could save them. And the more you try to help a fool, the more they will pull you into their confusion. There is a reason why wisdom says, do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you will be like him. If you engage in the arguments of fools, you lower yourself to their level. If you try to reason with them, you waste your words. If you continue to pour wisdom into them, you will only be met with rejection. A fool will never recognize the value of wisdom until it is too late. There are people in this world who do not come into your life to add value, but to extract it. They do not come to build, but to take. They do not come to grow with you, but to drain you. These are users and time wasters. And if you are not careful, they will consume your energy, steal your time, and leave you with nothing but regret. They disguise themselves as friends, as partners, as people in need, but their true motive is not relationship, it is advantage. They do not see you as a person, they see you as an opportunity. They do not respect your time. They only value what they can get from it. They are not interested in your purpose, they are only interested in your benefits. Users do not contribute, they only consume. They take from your wisdom, your resources, your kindness, but they give nothing in return. They always have a request, but never an offer. They always need something, but never bring anything to the table. And no matter how much you do for them, it is never enough. They keep coming back, asking for more, expecting more, demanding more, but they never grow, they never change, and they never appreciate. They are like bottomless pits. You can pour into them for years and they will still remain empty. And the moment you stop giving, they will move on to someone else who will. Time wasters are just as dangerous. These are people who do not take life seriously, and if you allow them, they will waste your life along with theirs. They have no vision, no discipline, no sense of urgency. They treat life like it is a game, as if time is unlimited, as if opportunities will always be there. And when you connect yourself to a time waster, they will pull you into their cycle of delay. They will distract you from your purpose. They will talk about dreams but never take action. They will make promises but never follow through. They will always have excuses for why they are not moving forward. And if you are not careful, they will keep you stuck with them. Your time is your most valuable asset. You can get more money, but you can never get back wasted time. Every moment you spend with a time waster is a moment you will never recover. Every conversation that leads to nothing, every plan that never becomes reality, every investment in a person who refuses to grow is time stolen from your destiny. And the dangerous thing about time wasters is that they do not always look harmful. They may be friendly, they may be entertaining, they may even mean well, but if they are not pushing you toward your purpose, they are pulling you away from it. If they are not adding value to your life, they are subtracting from it. You must be wise with your associations. Not everyone who comes into your life deserves access to your energy. Not everyone who asks for your help deserves your time. Not everyone who wants to be around you is meant to be in your life. If you do not learn to recognize users, you will spend your life exhausted. If you do not learn to identify time wasters, you will look back and realize you have made no progress. Protect your time, guard your energy, and be selective with your relationships. Surround yourself with people who bring value, who respect your time, who push you toward growth. Do not allow yourself to be drained by those who only come to take. Do not let your years be stolen by those who have no direction. Invest in people who invest in you. Build with those who are serious about life. Walk with those who are going somewhere. Because when you align yourself with the right people, you will multiply your potential. But when you entertain users and time wasters, you will watch your destiny slip through your fingers. The people around you determine the atmosphere of your life. They influence how you think, how you speak, how you believe, and ultimately how far you go. If you surround yourself with doubters, you will begin to question your own potential. If you surround yourself with small-minded people, you will start shrinking your dreams. If you walk with those who only see obstacles, you will begin to doubt opportunities. But when you surround yourself with believers, people who see what is possible, people who walk by faith, people who speak life and not death, you will begin to rise to new levels. Believers are not just those who agree with you. They are those who see greatness in you. They encourage you when you feel discouraged. They remind you of your purpose when you feel lost. They challenge you to keep moving forward when you want to give up. A true believer does not allow you to settle for less than what you were created for. They push you to grow, to develop, to become everything you were meant to be. They do not feed your fears, they strengthen your faith. They do not entertain your excuses, they hold you accountable to your destiny. They do not let you stay comfortable in mediocrity, they inspire you to rise higher. Your environment shapes your belief system. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, you will begin to internalize it. If you are always hearing why something cannot be done, you will start believing it is impossible. If the voices around you are filled with doubt, it will weaken your confidence. That is why you must be intentional about who you allow into your space. You need people who will challenge your thinking, who will elevate your vision, who will push you beyond your limits. You need people who will remind you of your purpose even when life gets difficult. Because when you are surrounded by believers, your faith is strengthened, your vision is sharpened, and your purpose becomes clearer. Believers are not just positive thinkers, they are people who see beyond the natural. They are people who understand that where you are now is not where you will always be. They recognize potential even before it manifests. They do not wait until you succeed to support you. They believe in you even in your struggles. They do not speak failure over your life. They speak destiny. And when you have people like that around you, you begin to rise. You begin to dream bigger. You begin to walk with confidence because belief is contagious. When you are around those who believe, their faith strengthens yours. But the opposite is also true. If you surround yourself with people who do not believe in you, it will limit your progress. If you share your vision with those who only see problems, they will kill your dreams before they even start. If you keep company with those who live in fear, their fear will become your reality. Doubt is just as contagious as belief, and if you allow it to enter your circle, it will infect your mindset. That is why you must separate yourself from those who pull you down. You must distance yourself from voices that weaken your faith. You must be intentional about creating an environment where belief can grow, where faith can flourish, where vision can come to life. There is power in agreement. When you walk with believers, your strength multiplies. When you share your vision with those who have faith, they speak life into it. When you are connected to people who truly believe, you move faster, go further, and achieve greater. Because belief unlocks potential, and when you are surrounded by the right people, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. Brothers and sisters, hear me well. Help is a seed, and if you plant it in bad soil, you will never see a harvest. Stop wasting your energy on people who refuse to change. God did not call you to carry dead weight. He called you to walk with those who are willing, grateful, wise, committed, repentant, faithful, and believing. If you want to live a life of impact, be discerning. Love people, but don't let them use you. Give, but don't be exploited. Help, but only where it will produce fruit. May God give you wisdom. May He open your eyes. And may you walk with those who value what He has placed inside of you. God bless you.